Hey game devs, last couple videos, maybe one, and we'll see how fast this goes here. We're still on symmetry here. Everything else we need should be able to be done on this one piece. So we may have a little bit of a dance and a couple things that, like I said, there was a faster way to do it, but hindsight's 2020, and there's a lot of steps, so I'm just trying to remember them all. Okay, so the one thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab all those edges. And actually, we're not going to, I should take that back. We're not going to grab all those edges. We're not going to grab the tops of the cylinders, and we're not going to grab this one or the top of this cylinder. But we are going to grab those, go to the top, and we could do both at the same time, but let's take a look at the picture real quick. This one's got a really fat edge, and this one must too. It just doesn't seem like it because of the angle we're at. So, you know what? Let's just do both at the same time and assume they're the same depth. I think that I said they were different in the image that we used, but that's fine. We're past the hard part. The hardest part was figuring out all this little detail stuff. This stuff in here is just pulling edges like we've done a million times. So after we get set the corner, then it's easy peasy. So I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom, double click, and then deselect what I don't want. Oh, this one must not be sealed. Go to the verts real quick. Take a look at this. Weld. No, my bad. There we go. Okay, so let's try that again. Go back to 2. Oops. Yeah. I realized I grabbed the other side, but it made me feel better to know that it was right. Okay, so if I go back to the top and I shift and drag these out. So what I'm looking to do is drag this out at least as far as I think this is going to be. So it goes past here. We're going to have to make our own planes, but we're going to do that after the fact, after we do our first pull out. The hardest part is going to be this one right here. But again, I think that it'll be easier once we get to the point where we're just, once we get to the point where we're past the initial pull out and direction on they are. So let's go at the top here and shift and drag this one out to, oops, I should have done both. Oh, stop. By the way, you probably should save it more than I do. We do have autosave, obviously, but okay, back to the top. Again, I'm just looking to make sure this goes past where this piece is, so the circle gets some room to live. Here, oops, too far. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to do this the bottom and the top separately this time, because they're gonna go in opposite directions, and it will make my life easier. I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna say that's probably the thickness. Let's do this. I think that's the thickness of the top of the sarcophagus. So this one's obviously really easy to fix. We just do this and say bridge. Closes that one up. And then this one, though, we have to do, like I said, the old school way. Basically, go to the top, drag it out so it's past where it looks like it's about past, and you just have to tweak it a little bit. Shift and drag so it's past, and you can see where they overlap. If you look at this from the top, you can see that I want this to be about right there. Sometimes I go to vert mode for this one. This kind of stuff, I just grab it and then pull it in. Like that. And then it's just tweaking till you get it so close that when you weld them, it doesn't bother you if they move a little bit. And I could snap and stuff like that too. So in this case, you just weld. Should just weld the ones that are really close together, and we're good. Okay, so now what we get is holes on the bottom, and that's totally fine. All we have to do is either we can divide this one, or we can take these edges and just go edge to edge to edge to edge and see what we get. Bridge. Not crazy about that. I am going to cut this one. Because honestly, yeah. We'll do the swift loop. Bonk. Okay. 2, 2, 2, 2, and then bridge. 2, 2, and bridge. Or we could cap if you'd rather. Okay. And I think this should be connected, yeah. Okay, so that's capped. This one, same kind of deal. This one has more edges. Again, you can cut the corner. It's not going to hurt it. You're going to bevel it eventually, probably too. But let's go here to here and do just a connect so they're centered. And we'll go back and do this one. You know what, I'm just going to do these two. Oops. Not this one. This one. Yeah. See how it does that weird stuff? I'm not crazy about that. Here, let's do this. You can turn this on if it's easier for you to see. Plus. Plus. And then go to 3, grab this one, and that one, and just cap. Cap, cap, cap. Where are you, cap? There you go. So now I've got them all set up. Whether I want to do these, and if I like the way they end up when we start doing edge bevels and stuff, that's, you know, all up to me. Okay, so same thing we have to do down here. We're going to grab this edge. Oh, I'm on that. Grab this edge, grab this edge, grab this edge. I'm going to look at this and see this next one is not going to be as thick. So, you know, you could just do this whole thing if you want to make your life easier. That's probably what I'll do. So it's actually going to be thicker. So I'm going to take this and drag it down further than that one was, like that much. Yeah. And then we're going to do this thing that we did before. Shift and drag it out. Oops. Shift and drag it out. Shift and drag it out. I got a VR. You can see where it's laid out. That'll probably been easier. FZ. I could snap it. Anyway, 1. Weld. And then bridge. This one we're going to go across and do a connect. Then we're going to take these two. Bridge them. Cap. I'll just do swift loop on this one. I'll go to here and there. Bridge. Bridge. I could have a shortcut for this, but You know, I use it sometimes. It's not all the time, though. So 3, though I should just make a shortcut or a button. And then cap. Okay. So now we have that, and if we turn that back all the way on, we have our whole thing set up. So the next part we're going to want to do is fill in our bottoms and our caps, and that's pretty easy. I'll do that in the next video. It shouldn't take that long at all.